Is Clarkson's farm in the farming simulator? Well, kinda. The trouble is, it's pretty old now, and we're still awaiting an update to play it in the latest version. So you do have to go back to Farming Simulator 22 to play a map that's based on the area. So I'm in Farming Simulator 22 here, and I'm going to show you where you get this, and also Clarkson's tractor, so the Lamborghini tractor. And again, we've got Lamborghini in there, but not the Lamborghini that he actually drives in the actual series. And also you see in the latest series 4, he's got a new Lamborghini, which is again not really easy to get, but there is a model that's very similar based on the tractor that is actually from with a rebadge on it. So what you want to do for this is, if you go back to Farming Simulator 22, in the downloadable content, what you're looking for is a map. And when you're in the map area, if you have a little look with the search, the place where Jeremy's farm is in Clarkson's farm is in Chipping Norton. So if you search Chipping, you will find a little map for this. And I'm hoping by doing this video, if it gets picked up, maybe the developer will update this for Farming Simulator 25. I did see some rumors it was being worked on, but I guess FS Landscaping is busy with other things. But if you have a little look at this, this is the mod that you need, and if you haven't got it installed, there'll be a little install button here. And if we have a little look at the screenshots, now this is a little bit like Jeremy's farm. It's actually not a bad representation, but this map is actually accurate. And if you have a little look at this compared to the area of Diddley Squat Farm or Clarkson's farm on Google Maps, you'll see that this is very similar. So Diddley Squat shows us there, I think, on Google Maps. Can't remember if it's there or whatever. This might be spun around the wrong way, but that is basically the map. So it's pretty cool that you can have a little go in this area. So you can see it's a nice pretty map, lots of things to do. And if we have a little look here, it says what you've got. You've got 3 farms. It's based on English Cotswolds. We've got a large quarry we can dig out. We've got a logging forest, all these sort of things here. So you go ahead and install that. Happy days. Now, of course, the other thing is, if you want to be daft like Jeremy and have a gigantic, extraordinary Lamborghini tractor, then you can have a Lamborghini tractor, but not the one that Jeremy drove in the original series. That was an R8 270, and that is not available as a mod in the game either. But if we have a little look at the mods, there is some Lamborghinis that you could pick. So the closest one that you can get to Jeremy's tractor, if you have a little look down here, and again, we could use the search, or we could just scroll down. I can't remember how many tractors are in here. We will soon find out. But there's the Lamborghini Mac 230, which isn't really anywhere near it. But this one is about the closest you can get to the R8 270. It's an R6 250. And you can have a little look here. And again, if you compare that to Jeremy's actual tractor, the front headlights are different. And this is only a medium tractor, and it's not as powerful as the one that he drives in the original early series until Series 4, where it's getting a bit old and he's replacing it with another tractor. So if we have a little look at the screenshots, you can see it has got that grey look to it, though, like his tractor. So it's not too bad a look, but the headlights are a little bit different. It's not as powerful, but you can go for that if you want. And if you get that, you just install it here. Now, it's slightly better news on the other tractors, so the more recent tractors that he's going for, or that he actually added in the Series 4. But it is a little bit of a con, because I don't think the actual Lamborghini that he bought was just a standard model. I think it was specially badged for him. And what it's based on is, let me see where it is a particular brand who kind of seem to work with Lamborghini now, and I've totally forgotten what it's called. Where is it? But the newer Lamborghini tractor, it's actually a specific model. And again, if you go and have a little look on the series videos, I don't really want to show any of that for copyright reasons, but it's one of these. It's a Deutz-Fahr Series 9. And I'm not sure whether he badged it himself, or whether these guys, I'm sorry if I've mispronounced that as well, or whether they badged it for him. I know they did a Warrior version with the Lamborghini branding, but I didn't think the standard one, the one he's got, is a 9340 TTV. I don't think it's the Warrior he's got. I think it's just the standard, because I couldn't see Warrior on the side of it. But this, I can't see an option to badge it with Lamborghini, certainly not in Farming Simulator. So again, you install that, and then when they are all done and ready to install, you should have those available in the game as you load into the game. So what I'll do now is go to a career. I set set up Chipping Norton here already with the tractors in, so we'll just load that. But actually what I'll do, I'll show you what you do once you've installed them. Let them download and then go to here. So we'll go with empty slot, we'll go with new farm. And what you should have is, if you've installed Chipping Norton, you'll see 4 here rather than 3. So you can go through the maps here with this little arrow, and there is Chipping Norton, and you can see that it looks pretty good. So we'll have a little look in here. So you can see that's the map I'm going to use. I've got these 2 tractors in here, so we're going to have a little look at those as well. And I've totally forgotten whether I said, did I do the start from? Maybe it's on the next page. I don't know. Let's see. Hopefully we've got enough money to buy them. We should at least have enough money to lease them. But I'll let this load in. We'll have a quick look around the map as well. So here we are on the farm in Chipping Norton, and you can see this should look remarkably similar to you if you are a fan of the actual series. And if you look behind you, check this out. Does this look familiar to you? It's the trusty desk. Obviously it can't be made exactly the same as what we've got on Clarkson's farm, but we can go in here and you can see there's a computer there, and the idea that this would be where he would be doing much of his planning. So that is quite nice, and obviously they can't do a totally accurate representation of it, but it is not a bad effort at all. So as we go out of here, we can have a little look around here, a little vegetable plot here, a little area here as we go out, and all these things. So it's actually not bad. Of course, being FS22 rather than FS25 is not as detailed, but you get a lot of starting material here. We've got a yard that we can explore here, and various machinery that we start out with, including this beast here, which is a Deutz-Fahr, which is similar to the grey Lamborghini that we see, but it's not quite right. It's not like the new one that he's using either. So that's where our mods come into play. So we could drive around in any of these and have a little drive, but let's go and get one of those other machines. So you need to look in the 2 areas to get them. So the Lamborghini will show under the medium tractors, and if it's a mod, it will show at the end of these, just behind my fat head. And you can see here, so that's about the closest Lamborghini I could get. If I move me to the bottom right, we can have a little look at some of these options. We could try and make the main color a little closer by going for like a gray. I don't know which gray would be his one. Maybe it's well, I think it's more like gray, isn't it? I don't think it's quite that dark. Maybe it's a light gray. I don't know. I think it's the darker gray. So we could go with that, and it's close. You know, it's obviously not the same model, but it's going to give you sort of an idea, you know, that we're giving a little sort of nod towards Clarkson and Diddley Squat Farm. So we'll lease that for the minute. I'll just show you what that looks like. And then if we come back out, the other one that we've got is a large tractor. And this one is the right model, but it hasn't got the Lamborghini badge on it. So that's what it actually has. So I think it's not that one, it's that, a 9340 TTV. And if you have a little look on Clarkson's farm, if you get a side shot, I've seen some shots where we've got the a shot of it at the side like this, showing a flat tire and stuff like that, and you can see the model is clearly the 9340, but on the model in the series it's this Lamborghini up above, and the Deutz-Fahr seems to have disappeared. So whether that was by the guys at Deutz-Fahr or whether Jeremy's team changed that, I don't know. The other thing that you'll see is the front of the tractor has a Lamborghini logo on the front there, which obviously this one does not. So that's about the closest you can get to it at the minute. He seems to have it in the standard color of the green, so that's fine. So we've got that, but you can change things like the number plate and the warning signs. But if you compare that to the tractor in there, it does seem to be exactly the same, apart from those Lamborghini branding things. So we can say yes for that. And we're going to have a little look at them. So then you just tab across until you find those models. So here's the similar to the original Lamborghini. Like I say, the original in the TV series, this first one is an R8 270. This is an R6 250, which is about the closest you can get. You can see it being a medium tractor. It's not the same size as the R8 270. But at least it's similar color, similar styling, not quite the same. Like I say, if you look at the headlights, they are different, but it is still a fairly close approximation. And you can see we can now drive around Chipping Norton. And if we have a little look at the map, we can see that this is based on the area of Diddley Squat. So if we drive down here, this is where Diddley Squat Farm is. So we come out here and take a right, and then we will go down there. Hopefully with the map, let me move my camera up while we're doing this now. You can see cars are indeed driving on the correct side of the road for Britain. So they are driving on the left. Whoa, nearly had an accident there. You can see even this medium tractor is ridiculous for the size of the little English country roads that we are on, but it's possible to drive around here like this. We can go inside the first person view here and enjoy Chipping Norton as we go, and you can see we've got little signs like for the quarry there, and then we can come up to this area here where in theory we've got the farm. So we can see farm shop here, we can take a left here and have a little look at the farm shop, and you can see everything is quite nicely recreated. So as we drive forwards, we can look for a place to pull in and have a little look. But how cool is this that we can drive around like this? So I'll just change to this view here. We can go up a little bit more and examine the farm. This looks better. So we've got this thing here, and indeed that does look like the farm shop is an option there. So if we get out of our tractor, we can go and have a little look inside the farm shop. Check this out. Isn't this cute? So that is pretty cool that that's there. We could buy some wellies if we wanted, and really, really cute that this is done. And I really do hope we see this updated for Farming Simulator 25. I thought that was Clarkson walking around there, and that really would have been freaky. But that's not the case here. But you can see we've got all this bit around the back here where you could sit down and have a drink, and we've got this all sorted. So really, really cute that we've got all of this in the game. And of course we could work the fields just like Jeremy and his team does. Well, mostly Jeremy's team, I should think now. I expect he's very busy. And then going back to the shop, you can see we've got the bigger tractor here. So like the one based on his new Lamborghini badged Deutz-Fahr, or however you pronounce it. We can drive that into Chipping Norton as well. We can have a little look in here. Of course, it's not going to have the Lamborghini logo on the steering wheel, but it's still nice that we can, you know, sit in here and explore the same area. And because this is based on the actual map, you should find this is fairly accurate. So downside to it is at the minute it is only in Farming Simulator 22, but it is still quite cool that you can go around and explore the area. Again, you can see this large tractor is insane. It's wider than the little tiny roads that we're driving on, but it gives you an idea of what you could expect by farming this area. You probably want a smaller machine to use in this area. So you can see we can go off to the forest there, or we can continue and have a little look at the rest of the farm and all the fields on it. So we've got all of these things. Wouldn't it be nice if we bumped into Caleb or Gerald? But that's not really realistic, is it, in a mod for Farming Simulator? But it's still quite cool that you can get an idea of Jeremy's farm in here. So we've got a gate there. I'm not sure whether we can just open a gate or not. Let's have a little look. Will it allow us? It will. So we can open the gate and go and trash all of this that's all ready to go. So you can have a little look through the fields. This is ready to harvest, so we could go and get some of the other machinery and enjoy that, or we could just drive around the farm like this. Farming Simulator, funny enough, being a simulator, you will have things like crop destruction. So if you drive through the crops like this, you will damage the crops. But you can see we can drive into the area here and enjoy everything as we go through like this. So it is a really cool little mod, a lot of fun, and you can work the fields. It would just be lovely if we had it in Farming Simulator 25. It's been quite a while since I've looked at 22, but it starts, you know, pushing the appreciation of how much 25 has improved over 22, because the interface is just so much nicer to work with than the 22 version. Of course, this is still perfectly playable, but it would be nice to have that there. So there you go. I hope that's of interest to you. I would love to have some comments and views if you would like to see Chipping Norton updated for the Farming Simulator 25. That would be cool. Love to know if you're a Farming Simulator fan or a Clarkson's Farm fan. Would this get you into Farming Simulator? The good news is if you want to play just this, 22 is often available very cheap or on some game passes from time to time, so you can even have a play with it out it costing you much on the consoles. But it's pretty cool that you can explore all of the fields in here and get a good idea how it all works. I'd love to know your thoughts. Thanks so much for watching, and if you like this sort of stuff, please subscribe and let me know what else you'd like to see. Cheers.